All right, we're back for a third and final time, you guys. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to figure out something. My guess is either the music that I was using or someone is hardcore trolling. So let's try it without the music, and if it stops, then I'll know what it is and we will adjust. Hopefully, we are past all that, but you never know. Let's go here. Let's update this one. Sorry for that. If you were like ready to get your help and that crashed again, is very you're probably just as frustrated as I am. So let's do this one more time. Jump back in. Let me recap what it is. I answered another question based on the English 9 question of it was something along the lines of who is or not who, but how do I get my work from last week? If you need your work from last week, or I guess week 10, because you had some sources on there or something, I will send you an email directly following this stream. Okay? So after this stream, I'll set that right up for you. All right, but let's move on to our next question, which is anytime questions. I was talking about the username was I am depressed, and hopefully we're not depressed because there's no school. I don't want anyone ever to be depressed, but we're all here for each other. So the question was, when quoting a website, how should I credit the author at the end? Also, what to do if there was more than one author? That's a great question. As I start to answer that, I'm going to pull up a little resource that I will remind you of and that you just reminded me of. Remember last couple weeks in class, we were talking about a cheat sheet. That's right. Let me reuse that post from, I believe, any of my English 10 classes. It is called the MLA Documentation Cheat Sheet. Here it is. Let's pull that up and let's use it. So for E9 distance learning, let's put it under the topic of week 1 and we'll post that. So I'll post this right now to you guys for you to use just in case we forgot, but I will pull it up right now and I will show you. Oh, hello. That's the wrong one. This one. There we go. Okay. It is right here. MLA Documentation Cheat Sheet. I'm going to pull it up. And it is this right here, MLA Format and Documentation. So to answer your question, when quoting a website, how should I credit the author at the end? What you would do for in-text citation is a little different than works cited. So for works cited, what you would have to do is scroll down here and find the non-periodical web publication. You need to put the author's name, the title of the work, the title of the overall website, publisher response to the site. That's only on the work cited page. Now, if you're going towards the in-text citations, you would do it like we have on our plagiarism packet, if you think back to that. Okay, so I'll pull up just a random document here as I'm talking about it. So let's say here that you in fact did get some research from this guy, Phil Hand, jailbreak fugitive, updates webhook, Facebook, whatever it was, right? CNN. You would quote whatever it is, and then in parenthetical citation style, in parentheses, you would put Phil. So you put parenthesis, Phil, other parenthesis. Okay. Actually, you put Han. I'm getting it backwards because Han is the last name. Although Han to me sounds like a first name and Phillips sounds like the last name, is why I switched it. So you put parentheses Han, parentheses period at the end. Let me see if I can, as we're answering this question, let me see if I can pull up a good example from someone else's work. So let me go to the blended quotes here and see if someone's got a good example all ready to go. Because if you can see someone who already has a good example. I don't have to show you anything else. All right. So let's go to this person right here. Cool. Yeah, this will work. So, how do I... All right, so left window examples. All right, here's the answer to your question. So here you would put, let's look at blended quote 1. Okay. The guzheng is a plucking instrument like the harp, but laid out in front of you on a stand. Quote, the body is made up of rectangular hot wooden box. On top lie the strings that are tied across 2 bridges at the ends of the body. End quote, parentheses, Eastern music, parentheses, period. Okay, it's that simple. Now let me just zoom in for us so we can see how that looks, and it looks exactly like that. Okay, so hopefully you've got it right there. All right, that's what it should look like. Anything, if there's no author, you would put the website, but you probably should have the website because it would be less credible if it's just like a random website. So if that doesn't clear it up for you, I am depressed. Make an appointment, and I will help you through whatever it is you're working on there. Okay? Thanks for asking the question. Let's move on then to our next one. Username 1234. How do you want to do the ACT homework from last unit? Here's what I said on last stream, and you can go back and check. I did give the timestamps for this one. But how do you do the ACT homework from last unit? If I had already told you that that's how we're going to do makeup work, just take a picture of it and send it to me. If you still have to set up that makeup work, please let me know in an email, and then we can figure that out. Technically, we're not supposed to be doing makeup work yet because we're still trying to figure out what this distance learning is, how it works. But if you do really need it, just email me. And worst case is I'll say make an appointment, and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay. But if you want to do the ACT homework from last unit and you already have it, you just haven't turned it in, just take a picture of it, send it to my email. All right. That is going to be the best way to do that. All right. Any more for English 10? Nope. All right, we have 3 more. This is from username ? They ask, can you give an example of a blended quote? Awesome. I just did that, but let's do another one since this seems to be a hot topic that we're looking at. All right, let's see. Blended quote from one of your classmates. Let me see if I can find a good one here. A blended quote is basically your words blended with the research. And as we get into higher levels of writing, it's something that you can show people that you're not just taking quotes and putting it in. You are actually incorporating quotes and blending them with your own words and your own analysis, which is really important there. Okay? So, with blended quotes, I have one example of out of context. It's hard to say, but we have this one, so I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to look down here. Right here. GABA slows down the neurons, explained Yildirim, who was not involved in the Korean study. Or we have this one, which is not a blended quote. So the difference between a blended quote and not blended quote. The blended quote has the quote, but then has your own words to accompany it or explain it. This is not a blended quote. This is just a quote. What I do notice is missing with these quotes down here is what? A citation, right? This one has a citation, but we need the citation down there. So this is a great blended quote. Explained Yildirim, who was not involved with the study, right? This whole highlighted section is a good blended quote. However, this side of it Oh, unless there's more. Okay, no, there isn't. Yeah. This is not blended, so you would need to blend that. All right. Yeah. That would be an example. If that is, kind of wishy-washy for you and you want a better example, make an appointment with me. All right. That is going to be the most effective way to get your questions answered. But thanks for asking that one. All right. This one, 2 left, username Casey is asking, regarding the paper due Friday, is it just a rough draft so we have time to edit it afterwards, or is it the final draft? This is hopefully the final draft. However, doubtful, right? Next week I'm planning on having a revision assignment, so I always say, write like it's your final draft, and then you can have an easier time revising it later. It's going to be a lot better if you do it that way instead of the other way. So yes, there will be multiple steps, but really treat it like a final draft so that your steps are a little less involved during next week's activities. Okay, thanks for asking that, Casey. And our final ATQ today. Oh, that was it. All right. So really, really unfortunate series of events for this stream today, but I'm pretty sure that the live stream did not like the audio that I was playing. So this is kind of dull and a little boring, but I guess that's what we're going to have to do from now on, is just have no music in the background, which I, wouldn't prefer. And I can't really play and help you guys at the same time. But the music is nice in the background. I don't have enough songs to do that. But if you're watching, do you have any other questions? I see that there's at least 2 people in the viewing section. I'm actually surprised that not a lot of us have done appointment requests, which is okay. I mean, that's totally fine, but yeah, I would much rather answer these questions and then follow up with an appointment. But, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That is fine with me. As long as you feel confident and ready, that is the goal here at the end of the day. So, very different environment than we would be in the classroom. I will give you that. See, it's just like dead air time. The good news is I will be streaming tomorrow as well. Same time, 3 to 4. That way we can, since this is kind of relatively low traffic day, maybe next week I'll just go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I just kind of do feel bad for people who, really ask the questions. So I will be available. I'm going to do it every day this week. Mondays, was whatever. But Tuesday, today, I had to restart the stream 3 times. That's going to be part of the learning curve, which is fine, So, final questions before we go. Let me just double check here. Let's see how many students I still need. Oh, wow. I'm only missing 3 total students, which is fantastic. Like I said, I have 149. No. 148. Because 29 plus 109. What is that? I don't know. 38? Anyways. 2 more for my English 9 and 1 more for my English 10. That is great news. I was worried it was going to be 20 kids weren't going to log in. But we're all logging in. And we're starting to turn in our work. So let's just go over the numbers together here. It looks like for classwork week 1, we've got 10 people done with the blended quotes, 11 people done with your MLA check, 7 people done with the topic sentences, and it looks like 3 people have turned in the essay for my English 9 class. For my English 10 class, let's see. For Act 1, I've got 5 people who've turned in Act 1, 3 have turned in Act 2, 1 has turned in Act 3, and no one's turned in Act 4, Act 5, which is good. That means you're balancing your time Monday and Tuesday. You're getting some of the stuff done. If you haven't yet finished any of the English assignments, I would encourage you to please do so. It's going to be very important, just for not getting overwhelmed and drowning at the end. I feel like that is definitely a temptation for some students this week, is that they, don't do their work, or they'll say, I'll do it all on Friday, and then all of a sudden Friday they have 12 hours of work, which would be insane, because you do have 8 classes minus 1, so 7, because tutorial doesn't count, right? But, and I guess, are you doing a Google Classroom for PE? I haven't really talked to the PE teachers, so I'm not exactly sure what you guys are doing. But let's say PE is not one of them, so you have, instead of 7, 6 academic classes. Maybe one of them is your elective, but that might be Spanish. That might be something that is challenging. So you have 6 academic classes, all giving you about an hour a day, which is technically still 45 minutes a day, less than a work week, right? But it could feel like more, since we are out of the traditional classroom and into a more you're at home space. So I feel ya. I'm going through the learning curve myself with our streams today. Hopefully we didn't lose out on the good information. Maybe next time I'll start with non-essential questions, just in case we do have some troubles, and then we will be more prepared and not lose precious time. And hopefully my answers were there. I sometimes wasn't listening, and it was like, oh, your stream stopped. So that could be a problem as well. I'm gonna play a little music, since I still have about 15 minutes to be available. I know some of my students play instruments. Thanks for being patient with the process, you guys. I know if you've asked a question and it got deleted on the stream or something while I answered it, just go ahead and ask it again. But definitely go back and look through the timestamps, because that's where you're gonna find the answers to most of the questions that I've already done, like the blended quotes. I did that in yesterday's stream. Or going through the assignments, I kind of did that in yesterday's stream as well. And if you're still just not doing it, it's okay to make an appointment. It's okay to ask for an appointment. I'll ask the other teachers tomorrow. We're having a meeting in the morning, and I'll see how many of them are having appointments. But yeah, definitely utilize that. Otherwise, what's the point, Otherwise, it's just you teaching yourself, and I'll be available from 3 to 5 every day. So just make yourself, make yourself in the room. If you don't have video, you can use the same link that I send, and you can call it, and we can talk on the phone that way. So email's not the only way here, is probably the least efficient, especially when you're trying to get feedback. It's much easier just to have a quick little conversation and we'll be done. So I would encourage you again, make appointments. I've only done 2 so far, and it's Tuesday. So hopefully by next week or by the end of this week, you have made an appointment. Let's see, what's that Ed Sheeran song? There it is. Oh, by the way, I didn't even mention it's my birthday today, so I'm 27 years old today. Although technically not till later tonight, I believe. I think I was born in the late hours of the night. Fun fact about me, I have a cousin. We were born on the exact same day, and we're the same age. And our dads are twins, so that's kind of wild. And both of their wives gave birth on the exact same day. So happy birthday to me. It was fun. My wife's making cupcakes. We're going to celebrate in quarantine style. Just the two of us. So that's awesome. Probably the least people I've ever seen on my birthday. One other person. That's pretty, when you think about it, pretty cool birthday story. Yeah, what did you do for your birthday? Well, I stayed home and I did a live stream for my students at home, and I answered some questions and played a little guitar and saw my wife, and that was about it. Maybe we're gonna go on a walk later if it's not raining. And as always, if you have a question, please let me know. Or if you just like the music, that's okay. I'll just play while you study. Alrighty. That's kind of fun, wasn't it? Yeah, it got removed. Yeah, my other videos got removed for some reason. So that's why I'm really hoping that they didn't. But that's the way it goes sometimes. You live and you learn. You figure out, okay, what works, what doesn't work, what does this life let you do, and you go from there. We're pretty fortunate to be in school at all right now, so who knows? Who knows? What else do we play here? I have 8 minutes, so I'll just play until, and if anyone shows up with a question, I'll answer that. I don't have any songs written for like research projects, unfortunately. I mean, that's kind of a boring subject to sing about at the very least. Research projects. More interesting would be the Cyrano stuff. Had a real quiet chat this stream sesh, so for those of you, that is my cousin. Say hi to Mr. Christian Toma, everybody. He's not a student of mine, so it's not weird. He's the guy, if you've seen the pictures on my bookshelf. He's the guy that once a student came in and was looking at this picture and was like, this guy looks like he should work for the Disney Channel. And I was like, funny story. He does, or he used to. That, you should look him up. I mean, if he wants to, he could post it, but... let's just say, study with Mr. Phillips. Don't gotta worry about copyright or nothing. It's just music the old-fashioned way. So to recap the stream, what do we got here? One, we do not play any more background music because that means bad news and we lose the stream and students miss out on opportunities to learn. So we'll just do quiet sounds of nothingness. Maybe I'll pick up the guitar every once in a while and we'll just kind of background while I answer some questions. We asked for English 10. Is anything due other than the 5 chivalry data assignments? No. Just stop when you get to that 5th one. After you turn that in, that's your last one. For English 9, is the essay due? Yes, the essay is due Friday, and it's due to turn it in. So as you go through, we still have all of Wednesday, all of Thursday, all of Friday, and I'm guessing that's when we'll have the most traffic there. So I'll try and post the live stream a little bit earlier just so we all kind of see it. And now that I know it won't get taken down, we will do this. So that will be good. That way at least you can be listening to your own music and listening to me talk. You don't just have to listen to me. All right? That is all of the stuff that I have for you today. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. The video log will be on my channel, so you can always go back and look. I will timestamp the questions as always. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock to get all those questions answered and for me to help you out a little bit. But as I say, the best way, and I'm going to show you this again, doesn't matter if it's English 10 or English 9, the best way to get help is go to your Google Classroom stream, click on classwork, important links, they're at the top for a reason. Appointment requests, click on the appointment request and then fill it out. Honestly, the best one-on-one help sometimes is for you to have an appointment. It'll be a video appointment and we'll talk and you'll get what you need. You can show me what you're working on. I can give you some feedback before I give you a grade. That gives you a chance to work on it without fear of the grade, okay? Which I think everyone could use a lot of in their life, right? No fear of grading, just some help, just what you need help with, and nothing more. Well, thanks for hanging out today. Hopefully I answered your questions, and I will see you mañana. That's Spanish for another day. All right, guys. Have a good one, and see you then. Bye.